tweaks, and this isn't to say any of the, I'm sure there'll be a few more tweaks, but
I'm changing my
The
mind.
interest rates are way up.
Did you get my message about
I
the
did, and I
square
I
totally
root?
changed my bank account.
That's okay.
It went from like 66
so,
cents of interest per month to
Chris
$44
is gonna dig up the
Whoa,
electric
in
line
interest.
for
Nice.
the
that's
It went
you?
from
house there, chicken house.
0.01% to
So
like
that's all now
0.25 or no,
Excavated.
excavated. So
Yeah.
so the
Roof
interest,
line, right?
yeah. So
we'll
it's
get another
wow,
round bale,
Yeah. Okay.
and then we'll
Sometimes
switch
banks-
into square bales later.
Okay.
we're okay.
You probably need the round bale like before this now.
Can you do it before the snow?
Might something happen.
He's not gonna be done.
Well, we can still can we get the round bale in? Or not?
Didn't notice because it's
It's all
all
trench.
done. That whole thing is trench. Well, you know where you could put it? If you came around the back, if like the barn's like this.
I came
If you
both
came
sides.
around here and put it right there, like kind of by under the barn, because
Okay.
the trench goes like this.
Yeah, I
All
almost
right
drove
there.
into it when we went down.
Oh, really? Yeah. So,
Okay.
like the sheep aren't even in there right now. Yeah, you could back right in and put it there because there's no fence.
Perfect.
Ding, ding, ding. If you can.
I can.
If you can. We'll figure something out.
Good
Hello, fire
Oh, it's not
team.
morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
She need a Snickers.
There's a story behind this.
There's a Halloween.
That's sticks on the email, but I'm not privy to the story, so I just, whatever.
Feel free to bring us coffee next
That's
time.
terrible.
Coffee? All right.
No, you guys definitely get a Snickers.
Yep, not feeling special yet.
Okay, here we go. Oh,
It being-
I'm sorry, I didn't turn on the meeting. Wait, let's go ahead.
Go ahead.
It being 5 o'clock, I call the select board's meeting to order. Are there any changes or additions to the agenda?
Yes, there are. I got the payroll amount after heroic efforts by Elaine on our new software. We need to talk about 4th of July dates. Intend to cut map 410 lot 50 and map 410 lot 51. And I'm also taking off a yield on timber tax because it needs the assessor to review it. Again.
Which one? Map 420?
Map 211 lot 57. Okay, let me get this going.
Moving on to new business, department head report with Chief Colker.
We finished out the year last year with 603 calls, and 51% of them were medical calls. And everything else includes motor vehicle accidents.
Are those similar to years past, or is that?
Yeah,
It's a shade down from the year before.
it's a little down, and I
Very similar.
suspect because we didn't have a forest fire season this year.
Because it was so wet.
Right,
What did you say the number was? Sorry, 66?
603.
Oh, 603.
Yeah, I think.
I think it was like 646 or something.
640.
Yeah, our busiest year was 646. The two firefighters that did firefighter 2 have successfully passed that test.
Oh, great.
And the EMT student passed the class and the practicals, and then have to do computer-based testing on January 28th.
Ventriloquist.
Update on the ambulance, they did put the 7,500 back in allowance. And that's supposed to, fourth quarter of 2024, with a delivery of first quarter of 2025. Lakes Region Computer came by, and good news, they can update the computer I have. I think Windows 10 is the next, and he can do that.
They seem great.
Those guys are good. They
Yeah.
built that computer in 2012, I believe. We talked a little bit a while back about NIFRS reporting software, and the state has a program that's no cost to us. The stuff's really expensive. And we're getting there with the new program. It's gonna work out fine. That's, December 28th, we put 27 self-contained breathing apparatus in service. And what an incredible difference. Some of them, 6 of them have a built-in thermal imaging camera. There's one on my vehicle and one on each engine, and they're not very expensive. the technology has changed so much with them. There's 4 different screens, I believe. I can see white hot if I'm doing a rescue. I can see black hot if I need to get out. Then the colored one is, you can use it for ice rescue. The
wow.
hole in the water will show up as the hot spot. There was one other one.
Now, one feature too is that instead of just looking at a gauge and saying I got a quarter of a tank left,
Yeah.
it actually will tell you how many minutes of air you got
Oh.
left based on your last 6 or 7 breaths. It's
cool.
computing it all the time.
That seems pretty important.
So if you're working super hard and you're breathing hard,
Your time will go down faster.
your time will go down faster.
And the masks are all Bluetooth with a speaker on the pack. Everything runs off of one battery in the pack that's rechargeable. And that's gonna be, we can't do it right now, we have to get our radios reprogrammed. But you just wave a chip on it and it'll marry that pack to the radio that you have. And it's, after a few breaths, it'll stop recognizing you breathing and cut that out. The technology is incredible, these. And the compressor part of it is supposed to ship, I believe, the end of February. So that's basically it.
That's the Snickers bar.
I'm sorry?
That's
The Snickers
bar.
Yeah.
How's all the volunteer, your head count? Do you need more volunteers?
We're really in good shape right now, surprisingly. I'll forward it if anyone wants to look at it. The state has put, last 2 years or so, a lot of effort into recruitment and retention. And everybody did surveys, why are people leaving the fire department or whatever. And it is really interesting, it's good data, and I'll forward it down.
Awesome.
But we're in good shape. Of course, during the day, I can be pretty lonely, but
Yeah.
But you like it that way, right?
It's sporadic.
not if I need help.
Right.
I saw some article, and I don't remember where it was. It was Boondocks, North Dakota or Northern Maine or something, and their volunteer fire department was down to like the youngest member was 74 or something, and the oldest was 92, and had, you know, and the 92-year-old had been on since he was 17 or something. But there were no young people left in the town. You know, it was one of those.
I don't know what we're doing, and it doesn't matter what department or what you do. Every town goes through cycles where you're doing really good, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're not. But we have several young fellows.
Right. I always say it's a good thing we don't all tank at the same time,
Yeah.
and we don't all hit our peak at the same time
Yeah.
with the towns around us. Because the way it's worked out in my lifetime, it's like if we're low, somebody else is a little higher next to us, and vice versa, and you know.
Regional balance stays
We
the
can
same.
always use
Yeah.
more of, super active people who can do everything. We have a lot of people who can do some things, but not everything. So, and the older people get, the more they get that way. And so, yeah, I mean, our numbers are decent right now. And we wouldn't turn somebody down if they came and applied and, whoa, that guy's gonna be good.
Yeah.
We'd snag them, we don't turn.
We may be able to afford to be a little more picky though on who we take.
Right.
Well, good.
Good. Any other questions for Chief Colker?
Anything you need from us?
Everything's good.
Oh, when do warrant articles need to be?
In the
First?
next couple of weeks.
Next? Because
Do you have?
we all know about the fire truck one and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
general.
I'm doing over the
we're-
2-year.
Right,
period.
we're looking to put one in for a radio grant,
Okay, like
Potential.
last year.
like last year, except not with Conway. It may be with Sandwich,
Okay.
but it's
It'll be
scrambling around
similar wording.
getting numbers. Yeah, we'll probably use the same wording,
Okay.
swap the towns out.
Do you have a copy
But-
of it? You'll send it to me, right?
Yeah, I don't have the numbers. Zach is in Florida and he's chasing numbers down from there and things like that. So.
Okay.
Spring training
Well-
hasn't even started yet.
What's
As
that?
for him,
Spring training hasn't even started
Right.
yet.
he's doing pool therapy.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't work up here.
No.
And he needs somebody to take care of him. So I think he went south when
Still?
with
family
his
went
parents
south.
went,
Yeah, he called me on New Year's Day, I think.
Yeah.
He's doing
I
okay?
saw Lisa, she said that.
Yeah, he's doing okay, but he's, you know, he's got a ways to go. It's not,
Wow, that's gonna be a long time.
right, so,
What-
but he's
what's-
doing some
Definitely
legwork
need
for
more
us and
work in?
chasing down some numbers and
Yeah, good.
whatnot, so.
So if you can get it to me within 2 weeks,
Okay.
the real drop deadline is probably 3 weeks.
Okay, well, let's just say two.
Yeah, sooner the better.
Zach's father, Ron Remick,
Yep.
works, he does the scoreboard at spring training for the Red Sox.
Oh, he
Oh, yeah.
does he
I
really?
didn't know
I don't think there'd be
that.
any
That's so
significant
cool.
enforcement.
Yeah.
And that's one of those ones where you're like behind the board,
Yeah.
changing the numbers.
So, switch
That's
it.
fun.
We'll move our name into the spot.
Basically, yeah.
What's next?
Well, thank you.
All right.
For coming in
Thank you.
tonight. Moving on to
I'll call you guys.
moving on to the 4th of July dates.
Okay, thanks for my Snickers bar. We've been, Emily gave me, where did this go? We've got, let me pull up the calendar, it would be easier. Okay, so the options we have for July, of course, are not July 4th.
I thought because we planned ahead, we got July 4th this year.
I don't know where you thought that.
Emily told
Emily
us
said-
that.
Emily
last
told us
week.
last year, last
Last
year
week.
when we,
We've been trying to contact them weekly for 7 months. They finally got back to us.
Oh, I thought
And we
she-
called other companies.
We heard at the last meeting, we got 4th of July. But
and last year when we
Yeah,
got
she-
stuck with the 7th of July, she booked 4th of July at that same time.
No,
yeah.
Yes,
never. No.
That's what it's
Why
not.
didn't she-
Well,
That's
she
not what
asked for,
happened.
she asked for.
she asked for it.
She asked for it. She didn't book it.
Oh.
They never
Somebody
got back
pays
to
a
us.
lot
They
extra
wouldn't
to
respond
get
to us
4th of
until.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Oh.
so July. Okay, June
I'm going back to
29th,
listen to
July
last
2nd, or July 5th. July 5th is a Friday night. So both Emily strongly recommends July 5th.
Yeah, that sounds,
Friday
Yeah.
night is a nice
Good
night to
option.
do it.
Yeah,
It gives
so
you
July 4th
parades
falls on
and-
a Thursday.
Yep.
Yeah. So it gives you fun stuff to do all day on Thursday, and then the 5th you
Yeah.
go out to
It'll
eat.
feel like a weekend.
And we will try again to get in
For us
touch with them,
retired
but we're
people,
just,
anyway.
we're their out-of-state small town that they are putting at the bottom of the list.
Who is this they? Is it?
It's called North Star, and then
Right.
there's another company that Chris, who is the guy who
Yep.
donates money to us, who owns the fireworks place, he put us in touch with another company who also were low on their, it's just, they have all these bigger towns in Massachusetts that they're definitely prioritizing.
Oh, I thought we didn't have to talk about this again because last year she said,
yeah.
we're gonna ask them now, a year
We
in
did.
advance.
So
Yeah.
did probably
We did
everybody
ask them
else.
that,
Yeah.
multiple times, like again and again and again.
Okay, 5th makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the 5th it is.
And you can't book them like now for.
They,
That's
what
they
we tried
to
literally
do.
did not respond to us. We started way before July.
Give
They
them
were on the
low
phone.
on
You
totem
should have been
pole.
like,
give them a little bonus.
we're getting
Yeah.
you next year.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
she
good.
did. She really did. They just
Okay.
stonewalled us.
Well, at least the 5th on a Friday.
It's nice.
Yeah,
nice,
that's
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
as good as. Honestly, we
fun.
might get even a better turnout.
I think so.
Can we schedule the weather though to be good?
Sure, that we can do.
Could we do a rain? Could we do a rain date for the 6th, the Saturday night?
I'm not sure.
Probably not if they
She will
only
check.
offered you those dates.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Rain date for the 6th. I don't know what the rain date deal is.
Usually it's out like a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
a week last year.
Okay. That's that.
Moving on.
I think you missed the holiday.
Yeah,
schedule.
I was looking at changes and additions to the agenda when I said moving on
Oh,
to
okay.
4th of July dates, but we got that out of the way. So we're gonna go back to
That has to be approved.
Tamworth Electric Aggregation Plan Review with Gabrielle Watson. Are you
Okay.
ready yet?
Yeah.
Do you want a minute?
I'm sorry?
Do you want a minute?
No, I'm fine. It's not gonna get any better if I have another minute, so. So, thanks for making time on your agenda. As you know, the Energy Committee did some research on community power programs starting over the summer and presented to the Select Board a recommendation to go forward with creating community power, which is essentially a way to save residents and commercial customers and the municipal customers money on your electric bills by bulk purchasing together. There are 3 different options of doing it. There's 2 private brokers who provide this to cities and towns under the new law, and then there's a nonprofit who does it. And we had recommended going with a nonprofit, and you all accepted that recommendations and voted to join the Community Power Coalition of New Hampshire in July. Since then, we've been preparing to bring a warrant article to town meeting as to whether the residents in town want to go forward with community power. And what we're going to be asking them at the town meeting is, do you support the plan that we've developed with public input at 2 public hearings, and that has been reviewed by the Select Board? So that's why I'm here tonight, to give you guys an opportunity to review the plan. There's a lot in it, so I'm just going to go through sort of the highlights of what's in it, and then I have one handout about the most important piece is like how much money are we actually going to save, right? So the plan sets out our goals and objectives, which start with saving money, but also providing more options to customers if they want to opt up to like a third renewable energy in their energy supply, or 50% or even 100%. That's an option with the community power plan. And we want to ensure our resilience and fiscal responsibility, and so those are some of the goals that we've set forward as Tamworth. We have in here an inventory of current electric customers in town, both who take default electricity through Eversource and those who've opted to go with a competitive electric supplier like the gentleman here at the table, Steve Sheffer, has. It turns out in town, that's a minority of people, which is common, but about a third of the businesses have, because it's possible to save some money that way. We have about 2,600 electric accounts in town. We use about 17,200 megawatt hours of electricity per year. So we're kind of a small customer in the big grand scheme of things. But because there are many towns across the state who are joining community programs, community power programs, it adds up to a lot of customers. And I'll show, there's a map and what I've brought in for you, and you'll see who all is joining in. The other thing, the 2 important things that the plan does is it says what are the rates that would be on offer if we launch community power, and then what is the default rate that we think the town should start at. So we have 2 options. One is the cheapest base rate that's available, and the next one is the 30% renewables, or I'm sorry, 33% renewables. And as a committee and hearing public inputs, it became very clear to us that we, even though we might personally like to support a higher renewable energy rate, that what's most important for residents in town is saving money on their energy bills. So that's what we're proposing, is to go with the basic rate. And here is the Community Power Coalition of New Hampshire. Just announced their new rates that will start February 1st. They just announced them yesterday, so this is hot off the press. And and the first page has the rates, and it also shows what the other utilities' new rates are going to be as well. You may have heard that Eversource came to the Public Utilities Commission with a proposal for a very significant rate decrease this year, and
Was that after that huge increase?
the huge increase was across the board, Eversource actually was not the highest at that point. I think Unitil was maybe the highest, I'm not sure. But that was a global energy shock because of the Ukraine war, and it was true in Europe, it was true here, not just for us in New Hampshire. But they have the energy, so the energy market has rebounded, the supply chains have cleared up for the most part, and they've been able to offer a rate that's significantly lower. One of the other things that they are doing in order to lower their rates is that they're compensating for prior overcharging to their Eversource customers that had been going on. So there's a 1.5 cent component of the very low rate that Eversource is offering right now. There are those who might be suspicious about why they're going so low on their rates right now, but I cannot comment on that. I do not know.
Competition works, right?
Excuse me?
Competition works.
Competition works. And that is part of the philosophy that the Community Power Coalition of New Hampshire has. Like, it's all about competition. We will not launch the Community Power Program if it's not competitive, and customers can opt out at any time, and they think customers should be able to come and go whenever that makes sense to them. What you'll see in the rates in this chart is that Community Power Coalition of New Hampshire is still coming in with the basic rate at a lower price than what Eversource is offering. It's not significant, it's about a 2% less costly, and it'll save your average residential customer about $1 a month. It's not a lot, but we expect over time that that's going to be, it'll be more competitive over time. So that's the expectation. The second page in the handout that I gave you is a map of the towns across the state that are in the process or have already launched community power in one form or another. And so there are, the green towns are already operating with community power, mostly in the southern part of the state, but you see a little bit over there in along the Vermont border. The towns in blue are like Tamworth, the towns that are getting ready to launch this spring or summer. And then they have some new towns that are just starting their process to do community power. And so with this, the Community Power Coalition and then the private brokers, which are shaded in gray, and there's a couple towns at the bottom of the state that you see there. I believe this is accounting for almost 50% of the electricity customers of the state have opted for community power. So we're in good company, and we're also going with by far the dominant platform that cities and towns are choosing to get their community power. And one of the reasons for that I think is that, this plan, which we've customized with, Tamworth data and everything, is a very comprehensive and well thought out plan. I didn't write it, our community didn't write it. This was actually provided by the Community Power Coalition of New Hampshire for us to customize for Tamworth. And the one thing I should have printed out, and I forgot to do that, but they've even created a logo for us for Tamworth Community Power. So, and with inputs from the Energy Committee, so you can see there's Jacoro there and some dog sleds. Yeah, you can go ahead and just pass it around. I can send that on later.
Look at it online.
And actually, it's in the document that keeps.
I think I
shared.
shared.
Yeah,
It's on,
that's
it's
right.
there.
Yeah, that's the front page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'd be the only, it looks like we're the only ones in Carroll County.
That's
Carroll
right.
County.
that's right. And I've approached members of the delegation for Carroll County to say you can join as a county, and once the county does that, then each town just can automatically jump in without going through the hoops that we're going through. I mean, it's not a heavy lift, but 2 public meetings and customize, so it's something. But the response that I got was we like to let towns do what they want to do, and they're not interested in taking the energy to do that, so. It was a disappointing response in my view.
Has Sandwich been looking at it at all? I know they're doing a bunch with stuff right
Not
now.
actively at this point, but they're aware of it, and we may go and do a presentation to them as the Energy Committee. Madison is not looking into it, but the Idlewice Association is very excited about doing it, so they're going to do it, and as a distinct association, they're empowered to do that. It looks like Conway's in the process of looking into it, though they would be sort of maybe launching next year.
Next gen, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay.
Oh, so they're not even red.
that's right. Yeah, so they've had a couple presentations to their select board, but that's it.
You might have said this and I missed it. What does launch with broker mean?
That's one of the private brokers that
Oh,
also
yeah.
can, work with cities and towns.
Got it.
And
Those are the ones that were calling me all the time, right?
that's right,
Yeah,
multiple times a month.
I would forward them to her. I bet you love that.
Yeah, I think they invested heavily in their sales force.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of calls.
Yeah. So right now, Keats and I are delegated by the select board to be representing Tamworth with the Community Power Coalition of New Hampshire, and if it does receive a positive vote at town meeting, then we'll be empowered to join committees and be more active in it. And I've attended a couple board meetings, very well run, a lot of complicated information. They have a risk analysis committee, they have a rate setting committee, they've got member service committee, they've got a lot of structure in addition to all the legal and service providers that are part of the outfit. Any questions on the plan? What would be helpful for you? You don't have to approve it. The warrant article says select board has reviewed it, but if people come to you and ask questions like, hey, what's this thing? What do you want to know that I can help you with?
I just got it yesterday, so I have not read through the 45 pages yet, but would like to just reach out to you once I do with
Yeah,
questions.
I glanced at it, but didn't
Yeah.
read it, so.
Okay.
Because it would be great to, I don't want you to keep coming back to meetings as long as you're all right with us coming with individual questions, so we can address them if people ask us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, skimming it,
I know,
it's comprehensive.
Yeah.
a lot of committees.
A lot of committees, they've worked very hard. I mean, they actually been working on this since 2019 when and a little bit before when it passed in the legislature, but it took the Public Utilities Commission until October of this last year to set the sort of regulatory framework for what had been passed into law. So they've had years to set up multiple systems.
Well, nothing popped out as being like
Okay.
No.
strange or
Yeah.
objectionable.
So warrant article's already been submitted?
I can read it to you. It has been.
Okay.
And it's for residents and businesses?
Any account in the town?
So
Any-
including town?
Including the
Yeah,
town
okay.
account. Yeah, absolutely. So the warrant article is community power warrant article to see if the town will vote to adopt the Tamworth Community Power Plan, so this document, as prepared by the Tamworth Electric Aggregation Committee, parentheses, Tamworth Energy Committee, because you guys appointed us to be the aggregation committee. To see if you'll adopt the plan with prepared by the committee with public input and reviewed by the Tamworth Select Board, and to authorize the Tamworth Select Board to implement the plan and to take all action in furtherance thereof pursuant to RSA 53-E. The Tamworth Community Plan is an opt-out program that offers more flexible electricity procurement. The plan will initially provide lower electricity rates for residents, or it will not launch. Initial participation in the plan can be declined, after which enrollment becomes voluntary.
That's a lot for a warrant.
It's it's a long warrant article.
Are you
as
gonna
warrant
have
articles
some,
go.
like,
Yeah.
So just
graphic bullet point handout available for people outside the polls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To
Probably
distill
just
that
like
down,
a
yeah.
half page.
yeah.
Yeah.
the last sentence, so it's an opt-out, so that means everybody in the town
Yeah.
is in this.
Everybody
Purchasing
has
agreement.
the opportunity to be in it. If you're on default Eversource electricity, you'll get a letter saying, hey, we're about to do this thing to save you money, but if you don't want that, you can opt out.
You opt out.
If
If you
you-
send nothing, you're in.
Or Steve, and you're already getting your electricity from a competitive supplier, you'll get a letter saying, hey, we're doing this thing, would you like to opt in? And then he would either have to pick up the phone or email them or go online and say, yes, please sign me up. One detail that's important to mention is that for people like us who have solar panels and are getting net metering rates, so we actually get a check from Eversource every month that we generate more than we use. The utilities, and it's not just Eversource, are unable to provide data to the community power brokers and the coalition so that they can adopt those customers as their customers. So initially, we are not going to be able to join community power
Interesting.
until the utilities can get their data act together, at which point community power will offer, and their intent is to offer an even more generous net metering program than what the utility is currently offering. Because they really want to incentivize people to be producing their own energy locally so that we build our energy independence.
Yeah.
So the Public Utilities Commission has been trying to encourage the utilities to produce the data. It's a slow process, but we're confident it'll get resolved eventually. So that's the one caveat.
The letters will come from Eversource.
They will come from, no. There's a firm that is all about customer service that's being contracted by the coalition, and it'll come from them.
Well, I hope Sandwich takes it on because I don't qualify.
Yeah.
So the letter says you can opt out, check this box and return this
No, you don't have to do anything.
if you want to opt out.
If you opt out, yes, yeah.
But then, so
it's either going to be a phone call or an email or a
The letter will
website.
say very clearly how people do it so that it's not a confusing thing for
Correct.
people.
Now, if you opt out, can you, like, later down the road decide that you want to join?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you're in the service area of a town that has the program, you can opt in, opt out as many times as you want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's like just another provider.
Yeah.
at
So you
that
could
point.
kind of keep shopping around as things.
Correct.
Like if you just wanted the cheapest rate regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's interesting, many people don't know that you can buy energy competitively, independent of the utilities. So this is actually, us doing this is going to make more people aware that you can get competitive. You can shop around.
Nice.
Experiences vary. Some people, you get locked in at a rate, and then if the utility drops their rate, now you're paying more than what the other customers are, and you're locked in. So
Well, that would happen with any company though, wouldn't it?
it could. That's what. Yeah. So it could happen.
Yeah.
But they lock you in for, the contracts range from 6 months to 2 years, 3 years, so you're locked in during that period.
Interesting.
Yep.
Cool.
I had one other thing about energy efficiency improvements to the town, that we're working on a warrant article, and the last time I came before you, we talked about doing some weatherization, some insulation in the attic area. We've had two, we had Quality and Superior Insulation come in, so we have quotes from both of them. And Rick Moreau and I have reviewed them and want to propose that we go for the lower cost, more sort of basic approach it turned out from Superior Insulation. When we do that, it will tighten the building, not as much as if we put in a plastic liner up there, but that project is very involved and very expensive, and we didn't think it was worth it. But it will tighten up the building, at which point the air circulation will get worse. And so the other thing that the energy audit suggested was energy recovery. Forgive me because I'm not familiar with this device.
Air-to-air heat exchanger.
Heat recovery ventilator, which pulls in fresh outside air and vents the exhaust air. So it helps with the air exchange in the building. What the heat recovery part of it means is that in the summertime, it's going to be cooling the air so that you're not pulling in hot air that you then have to air condition. And in the wintertime, it'll be heating the air so you're not pulling cold air that you're then having to heat up quite a bit. So
They used to have a
helps.
better, they used to have more intuitive name for them. They were called air-to-air heat exchangers. So you've got warm air going this way and cold air going that way, exchanges in this unit.
And gets at the right temperature.
Somehow the
while doing
exhaust,
so.
yeah, there's
So
a
you're
heat
not
exchange.
blowing your hot air out.
Yeah.
The two,
And you're not
Yeah.
pulling
two
cold air in.
tubes are next to each
You're
other.
taking the heat out of the
Yeah.
air you're exhausting.
I just want to borrow the fire department's new apparatus. We can sit here and wear those at the meetings.
Right.
That sounded pretty good.
So the attic insulation is just over $5,000. The heat recovery ventilator is just over $9,000. And that's an estimate based on estimate we've gotten for the library. So that's the proposal, but and what we said last time was that's up to you. Do you want to improve air quality and air exchange in the building? It's not necessarily an efficiency thing, though it's doing it as efficiently as you can. But
The insulation's the efficiency.
that's right.
And then the 9K is the air quality.
Yeah.
And there was 2613 of grant money?
The incentives that are available to us, we believe, is just going to be 50% of that $5,000. I
just-
don't
So
believe.
2,500.
Yeah, roughly.
Energy incentive.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
believe that the heat ventilator thing it has any
Okay.
incentives for it.
So then the total was 14,400. Less than 2,500 would be about 11,800-ish.
Yes.
In taxation money needing to be raised.
That sounds right.
And I believe those numbers are currently in your budget.
Okay, because I did send you an email this afternoon with the.
Yeah, I have that. That's what
Oh,
I'm looking
okay,
at. Yeah.
perfect. Okay.
So that's in the.
I've got the revenue for 25. I've actually got 2613, but I can reduce that to 2,500. So that was option A, and option B would be just do the efficiency portion,
Just do the
which
insulation.
you'd get, which would be 5,255, and then 2,500.
Yeah.
So it's about a 9,000.
And then we really need the ventilators, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, people who work in building
Yeah,
efficiency, this is what you want to do.
there's
You
already
wanna-
not great in here.
You want a healthy work environment.
So I'm not
We
seeing.
don't work here.
Is that in the government building section?
No, it was in,
Is it something
Committee
else?
on
hang on.
Page 8.
Or is it on?
I couldn't find it.
Eight.
Did you find it?
Energy
Page 8.
committee. No, but I don't see the 14,000 we're talking about.
No, you're right.
Where did I put it?
Oh, that must have been in the,
I took it out of the town buildings, because it was in there for 28. And I thought I put it in capital improvements.
Oh, okay, I haven't gotten, I
But,
haven't looked
but
at
maybe
capital
I, hang
improvements
on,
yet.
okay. Energy improvements on buildings, yeah. Okay, so it's on page 14, line 719. No, 720.
Got it, thank you. So you're saying it's not gonna be 1440?
No, it would be,
yeah.
if you
Well,
did the
with
air
the-
exchange.
With
But
the-
what about the less, the
That
2,500?
goes in the
Then that's in the revenue section. That offsets it by
Okay.
2,500. So it's 1440 minus 2,500.
Okay.
What's the ROI that we expect?
For the insulation, we're using a different treatment than what they had recommended in the energy audit. The energy audit said put down plastic and then have insulation on top of it. So we're not gonna have as tight a fit. payback period for what they recommended, if I recall, was about 7 years, 8 years. So.
And it was $28,000, so.
That's right. So it was $28,000. Now we're going with something. So $5,000. But the cellulose does really slow down the airflow, so it'd probably be a buyback period of like 10 years, 12 years, something like that. It's very hard to
Well, with the
estimate those things.
2,500, it's only 2,500 extra.
That's
so
true.
It couldn't be that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So,
So less than that. 5 years.
yeah.
And the building will be more comfortable. You know, there's all kinds of benefits. It's going to be a better environment to be working in.
Mhm. And to have public meetings.
There you go.
We'll want to sit here all night then.
I already do.
I remembered one other question that I had for the aggregation plan, which is we would like to submit the plan to the Public Utilities Commission by I think it's the 11th, because if we get it to them by then, they have 60 days to review it. And then we'll get the answer from the PUC before town meeting, so that we can come to town meeting saying, hey, it's been approved. If you're uncomfortable with us submitting it before more discussion, that's fine. It's not a big deal, but it'd be nice if we could do that, and if you could give me permission to do that, I'd be grateful.
So the 11th is a week from today.
Yeah,
The 11th is when you want to submit it?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll read it in the next day or two. And, I mean, I can't imagine anything weird's gonna come
Yeah.
up, but I just don't wanna give my approval if I haven't read it yet.
Okay, so
And
you're
do we
not
need-
meeting until the 18th.
No.
If that's unclear.
Yeah.
We don't need a vote, do we?
I don't think we need to approve it before it's submitted, we
don't.
just need to,
Have
I make a
them
motion, we submit the aggregation plan to the Public Utilities Commission for their review.
Second. I need to.
Should nothing come up when we actually read it.
I'm trying to think of how to make the motion different than I just did.
Yeah.
And
Can you say
I'll-
pending our review?
I'll revise, I'll start over again.
Okay.
Make a motion to submit the aggregation plan to the PUC
Mhm.
by the end of next week,
By the 11th.
whatever the next Friday is, that's probably the 10th.
Well, she needs it by Thursday.
Okay, thank you. By the 11th, unless opposition rises from the select board.
Second. Sorry. You wanted that second?
Not to make anything confusing. Discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Doucette, yes?
There, yes. Schaefer, yes.
Prince, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes. 0 no.
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then on the building improvements, I will need to know which warrant to put into the warrant article. You don't actually have to approve it right now because it still would become part of the
Right.
warrant that you'll vote on, but do you want to go for the good quality air or leave that out?
I think all public buildings should have good quality.
Good quality air.
Yeah, I think we should go with it.
I'm not saying anything. I don't work here.
So
It's always beautiful outside.
Yeah, you got good.
okay, so the first article is the one we would put in for the select board review.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
A lot of work.
So much work, yeah.
Getting there. You're all invited to our EV/Classic Car Expo. That's going to be probably in late May or early April. We're starting in
Late March or early April?
Did I say?
No, she said May, April.
I meant March. March or
Oh,
April.
okay.
Right when the track opens,
Oh.
which kind of varies every year
I'm looking
because of
forward
snow. Yeah.
Alright.
Have a good night.
Thank you for coming in. Moving on to holiday schedule.
I thought I just gave it to
Yeah,
you.
it's okay. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, so
We
It's
just have-
exactly like last year, except with the correct
Dates
dates for this
changed.
year.
Right. Okay.
We need to make a motion.
I make a motion, we approve the holiday schedule for 2024.
Second.
As,
Wait, what?
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why does it say January? What's that for?
Oh,
No, it's-
let's
It's just a
make that
typo.
2024.
It's just a
I'll
typo.
fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, hate it when I do
Any
that.
discussion? Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
There, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes. 0 no.
So here's just a question. Oh, it's a Tuesday, so it doesn't matter.
Which?
I mean, the dump was open on Christmas Eve,
Okay, now you can sign it.
the transfer station,
And New Year's Eve.
and New Year's Eve.
I'll do a clean one, but I can put the signed copy in the record.
Transfer station.
Yeah, I know, sorry, I
They
corrected
were busy
myself.
too.
I know. I was there.
Moving on to the town report
Oh,
discussion.
did I forward you photos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
why didn't I see that?
let's see if I can pull them up
Just came
here.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't see the photos.
And I didn't have any
Great
historic
work.
ones, Leanne,
Photo
which
options.
What'd you say?
I did not have any historic ones to share. Which isn't to
Is
say.
it under the, is it attached to the prep email?
No,
it's
it was
when
sent
Says photo
today.
options.
I'm
Oh.
just
And
seeing
they
if I
tend to
can.
come
I
in
didn't
so
get
big
it.
you can't even.
Let me see if.
There you go.
that's
Oh,
your
it's
little
from
mouse.
rec.
Do you have them? Cause I didn't get the
I'm
email.
just trying to see if I can pull them up.
Show off our graffiti.
Photo options.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, they
go,
came
let
in
me
too
go
big.
carve my
Okay.
name in it.
I'm gonna retake the picture.
These are the ones that Emily sent. Some of them are by her. I think some are by Rich.
That's nice.
And the idea that we had talked about was that we did Tamworth Village already. So each year we would do a different area. We didn't think of doing the actual Shikoro Village, but we were thinking of Shikorowa. I don't know if you can. So
Was there something wrong with Squirrel Village?
No, I was saying it should be Shikoro Village.
Yeah.
I don't have any pictures of Shikoro Village, but I can.
It needs
I
like
was just being.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
there's always
speaking
been a
on that.
Yeah.
Always been a little animosity between
Okay,
Chicago
so-
and Tamworth.
Everybody, look at the picture.
We just looked at the pictures.
Okay, so
Sorry.
these would be the wraparound. Okay, so there's that one, which is sort of a big lake view. I mean,
with the railing in front,
there's another one
No,
with
the
the
first one
railing.
doesn't have the
Doesn't it?
railing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
That
one
got
has the railing.
railing, the NH
With the
railing.
with the graffiti carved into it.
Yeah. Then we've
Is that
got,
current?
No.
Yeah.
and then we've
Is
got
it?
this
I
beautiful
didn't think
barn
there was
image.
anything
Oh,
carved
wait.
in.
No, there's a sign that
Oh,
says
like
please
always
don't
did.
carve into it.
Oh, shit. Excuse
I
me.
haven't.
I think we
haven't
all just looked at him, Keats,
Okay, great.
because he pulled them up. So,
It doesn't have to be these, but this was
Yeah.
the first round, and
my suggestion
I
was
like the
that
one with the
we highlight a different village
Yeah.
every year. You know, so we can do Shikarawa this year, something about Shikarawa, and then Wanalancet, Whittier, South Tamworth, and then back to the village. I just said we can have a picture of Shikarawa, but it's not that interesting. No offense.
No, the mountain.
No, the mountain.
Oh.
Because, and I said,
Because we've all seen that.
because it just gets used for everything,
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess you're right.
if this is kind of a special thing, like my thought was talk to the history center, and it'd be cool to have some like historic photos from the villages used each year or something like. I mean, Shikoro Village looks so much different than it did, I mean, I think you get the town report, it's always something special, like it's a surprise who's in it,
oh, is it supposed to be a surprise? So I can't talk about it at this public.
I think it's typically a surprise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it usually
Well,
is.
then we have to add a non-public.
Okay.
Okay. You mean the
I was wondering about
the
that when I saw the email.
dedication?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
it's usually a
dedication's
surprise.
usually not public.
Or we could write it down and pass around.
Well, you sent it in
Passing
the
notes in
email.
public.
Yeah. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's checked off the list. We're good with that.
Yeah.
Well, so,
Yeah, I saw the
and
email.
if you want me to talk,
Great.
Okay.
You're on.
Yeah.
We'll connect tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as Shakora Village goes, we need to get this sorted out. We could do like an overview of the village,
Yeah.
like get somebody with a drone to take
I mean,
a picture or something.
I think that using Shikara, the mountain, doesn't let
Yeah.
you know that we're going for the villages.
Yeah.
If we use that idea to highlight the villages,
I think
because
that
that's so iconic for
I
the
think
whole
that's
town.
I think that would be a popular route to take, the villages.
Yeah.
What's the village in Wanalancet?
Wanalancet.
That's it.
Well,
They-
pretty much,
Where is it? I'm sorry. I
pretty
missed-
much just the chapel or.
Yeah,
It's
or
the
ski-
yeah.
or the
It's a
ski
village.
farm.
No, but it's
There's a
called
mailbox.
the 5 villages of Tamworth. So
No,
Whittier.
I get
Yeah.
that.
No, but I mean, you could do anything. You could do the trailheads. You could do Carlbeer Ski
It was
Road.
actually what we suggested, but we just were going mountain, not village. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that Shikara Mountain,
Yes.
that view is representative of the town. So I mean, it's our seal. You know, it's so it doesn't.
Okay, so we'll get a village
It could be.
image.
It could be.
Village
I like the drone idea. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
It'd be
that-
kind of late now because I mean we could do it with snow on the ground, I
White.
guess, but
Yeah.
well, there's no snow right now, but
Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be kind of brown and gray right
yeah.
now.
Maybe
the
maybe in the
cows.
future.
I mean, I could put something
Maybe for
out
next
over
year.
the exchange house. Does anybody have a high-res great images of Shikoro Village?
Yeah, anything in Shikara Village. The dam, the cows. Those cute cows.
The damn cow.
The damn cows.
That's
Yeah.
how I feel most
Church.
But I mean, the store when it used to be there, or
Okay.
Louise?
Okay,
Yeah.
Keith will research
I remember
additional
stopping there and
photos.
I used
And
to
you're
have this
okay
stuff.
with modern or old photos? Everybody?
Yeah.
There's some
it's a matter
cooler,
of how good
really
they
old
are.
photos of when there was like hardly any trees in Shikoro Village.
Yeah,
Do you have
so
any of
cool.
those?
Maybe that would
Look.
be a project, but yeah. I
Because
might
we
be able
can
to find
scan
something.
them.
I know we have some. I just
Yeah.
finding
Don't
them
have
is
time.
another.
Yeah.
Well, finding them might be a challenge.
Yeah,
Well, and I
Okay.
think also put Katie Thompson on it and have the history center. You'll have
yeah.
bounty in no time.
Okay.
What's the sort of deadline for getting things to the printer?
The sort of deadline is, our budget hearing is February 7th. And ideally, we would approve and finalize the budget that
Okay,
day.
so we got-
If we go to a second budget hearing, which will be posted for February 12th, so everything goes to the printer on the 13th. We will have a full draft to them probably by the end of January with everything, and then a few budget tweaks if the budget changes in the budget hearing. Ideally, it wouldn't,
I don't.
Plenty.
but you never know.
I know that's not a good answer, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can't
know.
remember. I think it was. Cool.
So once we finalize this budget, then I can get cooking on all the other stuff.
Okay.
Okay, that was it for town report.
Moving on to budget.
Okay, you have a printout in front of you, and you got it yesterday, so you got a chance to review it. We are currently at a total expense of $4,963,168, which is 9% less than last year's 2023 budget, and 42,000 more than this year's tax effort. In a perfect world, I would love to have gotten down to that 42,000 being zero, but that would require you figuring out where to take it from, so it's your call.
42 what?
42,000,
Even?
close enough, and $833.
832. Well, I move to.
832. Wait a second. Can you just
And-
let me do a quick math before I make a motion?
Oh, okay.
And there may be a few tweaks, I mean,
Yeah,
We
it's
don't
not
know.
gonna come to the dollar.
but,
Yeah.
yeah. Just got the new sewer numbers in today, you know, there's certain things still. But for the most part, it's done.
What do you see?
I'm just looking at the unassigned fund balance.
And?
Well, we used, I know we've talked about it, and we've been very conservative, and we've used very little of it compared to,
Yeah,
recent years. And I was just seeing what would happen if we added the 42,000 to that.
And that's what you were about to do, right, Carl?
yeah.
232,548 too.
So voted from fund balance would go from 189 to
232,542.
Okay.
So do it.
Okay. I move to use $42,832 from the unassigned fund balance to offset the taxes. Property taxes.
Second.
Offset. Let's see. Is that how you would word it?
Isn't that what you do to offset taxes?
Well, that you do when you're setting the tax rate. This would be
Oh.
to support, you would be using the unassigned fund balance to support a specific something or other. So, for example.
Oh, right, the way
Yeah.
we've used the other parts of it.
Okay.
Right, so for example, there's still the ARPA money left, which you all probably should vote on this evening on how to use it. One of the most obvious discussions was about the fire truck.
Right.
You can add that 42,833 to that number, and then
Oh.
you're funding the fire truck. Or you can add that 42,333 to the articulating loader, or whatever.
Well, then let's hold that.
Yeah, well, I
For a second.
rescind my motion.
Okay.
Okay.
Because all right, the
So
text.
let's talk about it first then. What, any thoughts on, does it matter to anybody whether we use it for the fire truck or the?
I don't know if it really makes a lot of difference where we use the ARPA money, because it's gonna go to offsetting the taxes anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, one way or another, that money is free money to us.
Yeah, right.
I
But
was
this,
thinking of using the 9,000 for the air exchange and the rest for the fire truck,
Oh.
but you're right, in the end, it's,
It,
It
well,
all
it's a
comes-
wash
Doesn't
in the
matter,
end.
yeah.
I don't know if it's just clean. I don't.
Right, might
Maybe
be
it's-
Might be
cleaner
clean
to
to do it
lump
all in
it.
one.
Yeah.
well, what about this 42.8?
What's the ARPA
I mean,
balance
if I
again?
have to-
124?
Pin it
Yeah.
to something.
And it
124
doesn't-
even?
Huh?
Do you have to?
That's what she says.
We
I
can
can't-
use the
I
remaining
can't
ARPA
just
funds.
offset
I think
that.
since we've set
Way
the
to
tax
make
rate.
I know, I'm
don't
just trying to
what
figure
that
out.
matters.
Yeah.
And
Now
so
I'm
then, and
confused
then
by
we
the
got
value of
42, what was it,
What's all-
842?
833. 883. And again, you could just make it 43.
Yeah, I'm just looking, so roughly, ballpark, 166,883 is what we're talking about. Right?
And I don't see the practical effect of doing anything with the 44,000 since we've set the tax rate. I'm not sure what effect.
You mean you could just leave it and then
Yeah.
add it to the, when you set the tax rate, include it then? Yeah,
Because
Oh, okay.
tax rate's been set.
you can do that.
All right.
It's just sort of a psychological goal of saying we are going to raise the same tax levy this year as we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
So you all are talking about raising. In my head, I'm thinking about cutting. But
Yeah.
either way, you could cut 25 and spend 25.
I
In
think
either
there's something
case.
to be said for that psychological message
Mm-hmm.
going out to people.
I think it is a bit lost in the shuffle because what really matters is the tax bill they get.
Yeah.
And
Well, the
that's-
tax bill's
that was-
going to go up.
Which is gonna
regardless
be
of what we
weird
do.
anyway
Right,
next
you'd
year
have
with the
to-
revaluation.
Our part stays the same.
You'd have to
Yeah,
erase
nobody
the
was-
town budget to
Yeah.
get the tax bill down.
Sometimes in issues of budget and math, I try to keep it simple since it's hard to keep track of things. So I guess it's simple just to ignore the 42,000 and say, let's take all the remaining ARPA money, put it to the fire truck. And that's,
I kind of agree with that. I think. I mean, and then we wouldn't be using the unassigned fund balance. We could just use.
stay where
When
it
you
is.
need to, when you
Next
choose to.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we've
next,
got the
next
ARPA.
December,
We've got the
we'll
ARPA money this
figure it
year.
Okay.
I'd rather wait and because next year we're not going to have the ARPA
Right.
money. That's gone.
Right.
How much
Yeah.
is an ARPA now?
So,
124 or something.
That's what's remaining.
Okay.
and I don't
And
think
the fire
things
truck's
gonna-
our biggest thing.
Yeah.
Then you go.
Make motion we use 100, all remaining ARPA funds,
Thank you, that's a better way to put it.
whatever that number turns out to be, to go toward the fire truck in the CIP.
Second.
So,
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Do you say yes?
Very yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes. 0 no.
and that was for the fire truck.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
Last one I'm buying.
Well, those damn things should last
Make 'em
a long
last.
time.
What are they now? 600,000.
650,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it?
Okay, I think those were the two items on the budget that we needed to go over. Now I can start to finish.
Start to
finish.
Yes. All right. Check.
What's next?
Administrator report.
Oh, me. The bank balance is $5,017,527. Wow. The meeting schedule. So while I was away, you all changed the meeting.
I know.
We were starting on the 11th, going every other. Now we've started on the 4th. So the option is we can keep the every other.
Or we can come back next week.
Yeah, I won't be able to
Oh,
come
you-
back next
okay.
week, nor will some others. I'm not sure who.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. You could still have the meeting and one of you could take the minutes. So, it's up to you if you want to have a meeting next week. If we were to go back to the schedule we had established, then we would miss 2 meetings, which is not ideal, particularly right now. So, I would recommend we go to the 18th and go every other week after that.
How much work does that put in to redo the schedule?
Not a lot, because we've only booked out, it's just going
So
on
the
the
18th isn't
website,
next
changing
week,
the
it's the week.
dates.
Yeah, okay.
So now we're just
Yeah.
going every other week from today. is
Yeah,
what
which
you're
I
Yeah.
think makes sense.
saying. Yep.
Yeah.
Then I think that's what we thought about last.
So you just have to change it on the website?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, now you have to let all the department heads know that's no big deal. Because they
Because
already got their
they don't
schedules,
remember
but now
anyway.
they'll be
They
in a
didn't write it
different
down
week.
anyway.
Correct. No, I bet actually they're pretty good. Okay, every other week from the 4th on. Okay, that will be the new schedule. I'll send it out to you probably tomorrow. And then I think I had one other, just an update on the sandwich litigation. I got brought up to speed sort of in piece parts. I really only got brought up to speed kind of today. You don't know what you don't know. But, so I've reached out to both the town administrators in Molten Borough and Sandwich to get their understanding, because I was getting different explanations from different people. It was, yeah. So, that's gonna continue, and I will report back to HQ when I, make progress, which needs to happen quickly.
Yeah.
It's the oddest thing.
Yeah.
So, here we are. That's all I got. I'll keep you informed.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that
That's it for me. Oh,
Alright.
except one thing. I want to thank Emily for covering for me while I was out. Elaine has been doing a heroic job on transferring to our new software, closing out year end, making sure everybody got paid. She has been amazing, and we all owe her a debt of gratitude. And Emily's been wonderful, and Sue is learning the ropes. So thanks to all 3 of them.
That's good. Can, I don't think this is really my input, but it's more like an administrator report input question. So the 23rd is voting.
Is that a Thursday?
No, it's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It's primary day,
3rd of
January.
January.
It's the primary.
Presidential primary.
Yeah, not local.
No, I know, but that does that always fall in January?
Yeah.
Weird.
Does seem weird.
I didn't realize
But
we
I think
voted in
it's
January.
earlier than usual, because
So-
they're trying to get ahead of the other.
Do we always
Yeah.
vote?
They
I think it
They
used to
set
be
the date
February.
after the Iowa caucus, that's theirs or something. It's
They moved it, and by law it has to be
I
like
was gonna
30
say, I
days
don't think-
prior
I was like, I
to
never
the
voted in
next other
January,
one.
I don't think.
Usually it's February.
Oh, so
Okay.
it is earlier.
It is
I
early,
was gonna say, I don't think I've ever voted in January, that's why I was confused.
and I won't be.
So we have to do the poll working, and the reason I'm bringing it up now is so that people can plan ahead, because we usually do 2 shifts,
There has to be a quorum.
and I need to do the 8 to 4 because I'm providing dinner for the poll workers, so I have to leave at 4, go back and get dinner and bring it back for the evening shift. I'm just putting it out there that
what
I
day
don't
is
have
it?
flexibility if people want to eat.
Tuesday
Tuesday
the
the
23rd. Jen.
23rd.
There's somebody trying to get Eric and Devon Ames.
Oh, Devin, yeah.
Thank you. Did they just come up? Because
I
I've been
don't know.
I've been
I
checking.
just checked.
Okay.
I mean, I can do anything, so.
Yeah.
Me too.
I will be out of the country.
Okay. Are you
I'm pretty flexible.
flexible? Okay. I just need to put it out there
So we'll
because
have
Kim just asked me to cook.
4 of you which means, you'll be doing, cause it needs a quorum for the entire, I
Right.
think, 8 AM to 7 PM.
Yeah.
Probably, that's what the usual, so that's a long day for all of you,
So three of us will
3
have.
at a time,
Yes, but so a couple of us will have to do polling all day.
yeah.
Essentially.
Nice.
I mean, I can
I'll
do it
do
when I
it.
come back, but I need like I
Well,
need
I
a
won't-
break in the from like
I'll send you postcards.
4 to
and stuff.
5
Can we
to
set
go.
up?
If
Better
I
not say anything right
I
now.
won't be able to do if I end up signing up again. I won't be able to do it in March, so that'll be your guys'
Yeah.
time to fill in for me.
That's
You won't be able to do it in March?
No, because if I'm
No,
if I run again, then
because if they're running.
So
You
we're
can't-
stuck
if
with
you
it
run
all
it,
day,
you
or all three of us.
Yeah.
I want to keep everybody on their feet, on their toes.
You just have to set up a cot in the corner of the gym.
Yeah.
Wait, so you can't be part of it all day? And you can't
In March.
No.
And you can't either?
No.
Thanks.
Cause you're,
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think we just.
So, yeah, I'll do it all day.
That last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what happens
What do
if
you
we
mean if you
can't?
sign up again?
That's what I just said.
Oh,
Do you know the date in March, by the way?
Second Tuesday.
I believe it's the 12th, and then our
12th.
meeting, the town meeting is the 13th.
So what are the
Okay.
duties of the quorum that day? Just to be
You
present?
just
They
stand
just-
Yeah,
there.
you just. I mean,
So if I needed to take an occasional phone call from my other job.
Yeah, that's
oh
completely
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
yeah. You,
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
just
I
have to
could
be.
probably
You
be
just
here
have to
for-
be physically present.
Yeah, mentally checked out.
It's not hard duty. It's actually election day is one of my favorite things.
It's good because you get
About
to
you
this
get to.
job.
You see a lot of people,
You see
Yeah.
so many
Oh,
people.
yeah.
especially if it's a presidential election. It should
That's
hopefully it'll be
true.
a good,
Good turnout,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then new people, first time voters, everybody claps.
That's kind of
Oh,
fun.
that's
Yeah.
Bell
nice.
ringing or something.
Yeah, it's very good.
I love that.
Cool.
Okay. Not to throw. I just want to
Okay,
put
so
that on people's radar.
Thank you.
I'll do it all day because
I'll be there.
in March.
Yeah.
You're gonna be standing
Maybe.
up in the snowstorm, the one snowstorm we get this winter, holding a sign. Please vote for me. You got my vote, Emery.
I'll probably have the other person sign. Moving on to where were we?
Signature file.
Signature file. I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for December 21st, 2023, and the meeting minutes for December 29th, 2023.
Second. No, you can do it. No, you're on it. Steve gets it.
All right.
Okay, Schaefer seconds.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes, 0 no. I make a motion to approve the non-public meeting minutes under RSA 91-A:3 2B, Session 1, December 21st, 2023, and non-public meeting minutes under RSA 91-A:3 2D, Session 2, December 1st, 2023.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice abstain.
Roberts, yes. 4 yes with 1 abstention. I make a motion to approve the abatement for map 218 lot 96 in the amount of $1,288.00.
Second.
Roll call vote.
You said yes?
Barry, yes. Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes, 0 no. I make a motion to approve the intent to cut for map 410 lot 50 Gardner Hill Road for the access road, and map 410 lot 51 access road Gardner Hill Road.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes. Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes, 0 no. I make a motion to approve the yield tax on timber cut for map 420 lot 10.
That got.
No, the second
this
one
one's-
got cut. This one's good.
Second one got.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Map four.
Sorry.
420 lot 10 and map 421 lots 1 and 2 for the amount of $1,502.68.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes. 0 no. Don't know why I did that. We did the holiday schedule. I make a motion to approve the payroll for the amount of $46,310.02.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Did you say yes?
Barry, yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes. 0 no. There's no accounts payable. No.
No.
Select board update with Richard.
Not much. Last, whenever it was, 27th, went to the planning board meeting. They finalized the changes to the subdivision rules and regs they were updating. There were no additional changes at the meeting, so they adopted them, or I think it's adopted. Yeah, and it ultimately gets adopted at town meeting, but at least their public hearings for the subdivision update is over. And I think they're all happy with that, because it's been
So
going
they-
for a while.
Does it
Just
get
so I'm
adopted
clear-
at town meeting? Because they already posted them.
I think it does. But
And you said subdivision regulations, that's what got
Yeah.
adopted?
I think it ultimately goes there. I think.
They have been posted, but you have to post
Maybe
anything.
they don't. Maybe it's just they have that authority.
They just
on
have
their
to
own.
go to the, I think it just has to go through the hearing process.
Uh-huh.
And the hearing process is like
Yeah.
pretty strict.
It's very detailed.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing else I have to report is I did have a phone conversation with the Realtor representing North Country Recycling yesterday. It was a very pleasant, short conversation, and they'll get back to us if this thing moves further.
Anything else?
No.
Carl?
I have nothing to report. No official duties.
Lovely. My only thing to report is on the 9th, next week. Everyone should have gotten a letter in their mailbox about the turning point we're at with the Economic Development Council. So I just encourage anyone to show up, that they could voice their opinion and possibly join to help out with the ranks. I will personally say that I didn't understand the benefit and the intention of that committee until actually going through tax season here and realizing how we need more diversity in businesses in Tamworth, and I think that some fresh blood in that committee would be really welcomed. So just, I guess, you to put it out there. If you didn't get the letter, you've heard it here, hopefully, and
Not this Tuesday?
that is this coming Tuesday. That's it.
9th, you said.
That's correct.
Middle of the day?
Middle of the day?
Is it the middle of the day? Like, is it evening?
No, I believe it's 7.
I think it's here.
It's here at 7
Oh, it's
p.m.
7?
And that's
Oh,
their meeting,
wow.
their week, their,
Correct.
Jesus, past my bedtime. For some reason, I was thinking they were like daytime meetings. That's why I was like, that's definitely not going to happen.
No.
Maybe.
Double check on the time. 6 p.m.
Okay,
on the 9th.
cool.
6 p.m.
Yep. That's
I
it.
don't know why I was thinking they were like daytime meetings. But
They
anyway.
have been in the past.
Yeah, I could be getting it confused with another committee or something. Anything else? No?
Nope, that's it for me.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks for letting me have a week off. It was great to actually have vacation. I didn't even open emails. Thanks to Richard for going to planning board for me. So on the 18th, at our next meeting, we will report on, we've got a personnel, Keats and Elaine and I are meeting Tuesday to, we've got all the concepts of the personnel policy down, and now we're trying to figure out how the logistics mesh with making changes, how it would impact our current employees, how it impacts the budget with current employees, how it would impact the new employees. So we're trying to just work out logistics before we present it to you guys. So the rollout that we had shared that we were going to do is kind of pushing back a little bit. Because we're trying to do some in-house stuff before we do the final meeting with the lawyer. Planning, so again, next Tuesday, we're having a meeting just to talk about the subdivision regs and how those will, what we need to know in hiring a agent to help people come into compliance with those. So Richard and I are meeting with 2 planning board members to talk about that. So we should have some information that'll follow up on the last conversation that I was part of 2 weeks ago, trying to understand what is a subdivision, what isn't. So we should have more information on that. That's all I got.
No update from me. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Moving, any public input? Yes?
Yeah, when you review the electric aggregation plan, I think the Ossipee is going with Colonial Power, and he did speak about the solar panel and the net metering issue, and he didn't say they were eliminated from the plan. So I would look into that to see how they're handling that, and I think that plan's on their website. So at least you could have a comparison, since they're two different companies, and see how they're doing it different. So one's Colonial Power and yours is New Hampshire Electric something.
Co-op.
Okay, so you're raising the concern that, I'm
Just
sorry.
share
That net
information.
metering, it was
Yep.
stated that net metering, customers would not be able to be part of it. And I thought that Ossipee's Colonial Power electric aggregation allowed that somehow. That it had to be treated different, but there was something they were gonna do for those people.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take a look at that.
thanks.
And if Selectman Doucette is leaving the country, is he gonna, make sure that he's registered as a foreign agent?
If I need to.
Okay.
Hey, Eric. Thanks for coming to the meeting.
You're muted.
Oh, he's muted, yeah.
Darn buttons.
Can you unmute him?
No, he has to do it.
Now he's
There it is. Now you're.
Still can't hear
Still
you.
can't hear him. So we had to do last time, we had to hit the volume button on the computer
Ah.
for some reason.
Okay, let's give it a go. It's up
100%.
to 100%,
Okay.
and the
Full
thing is
volume,
on. We're not mute, nothing's muted. I don't know what to say.
You could test your audio, Eric, to see if your microphone's inputting.
Do we need to jiggle the owl or do a little dance or something?
Or you can type a message, just pay that, but.
Looks like he's.
So when Maureen was trying to talk, it wasn't working?
There you go.
Oh. Oh, okay. Good
Oh.
to see you anyway.
Check my auto, I have
Thank you.
nothing to add, everyone have a great night. Oh.
Thanks.
Thanks, Eric.
Is there any other public input? Hearing no other public input, I make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91-A:3 2A, session 1 at 6:17, 6:15 p.m.
Second.
Well, somebody's gonna change that clock. Roll call vote.
Just say yes?
Very yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes, 0 no. We are now in non-public
Maybe my
at
picture has-
6:16 p.m.
His voice is changing.
Finally hit puberty.
I'll never forget the moment when.
I make
my
a
God, there's a
motion
man.
to come out of non-public at
6:40.
6:40 p.m. Roll call vote.
Just say yes?
Very yes.
Schaefer, yes.
Prentice, yes.
Roberts, yes. 5 yes, 0 no. We are now in non-public at 6:41 p.m. Minutes are not sealed. Sorry,
Wait,
I was
what?
spacing out.
6:41, did you say?
That's what he said.
I spaced.
And our next meeting is
Is this the one we're not supposed to?
2 weeks?
Yep, the
That's
18th.
the one
Okay.
we could start
So it's-
before.
And I will
Every other
send
week?
out a new schedule tomorrow.
Oh,
Or
really?
we dispute anyway.
I should sign it.
No, we're gonna dispute this.
Is there any more business?
That's
before
that's the.
Is there any?
Boundary line.
Is there any?
Oh,
No, we don't have anything else. So
We're done.
See you in 2
motion
weeks.
to
Adjourn.
adjourn.
Oh, boy.
My
6:42.
gavel
Where's your
back.
gavel?